Hello, JRPG fans. Welcome back to the podcast. This is the JRPG Report, episode 88. And if you can't tell, I'm a little fired up today. It's only Wednesday, but I could not possibly wait another day to bring you guys exciting news from the world of Persona. We ain't got no time for quick questions or idle chatter. Let's just get right into it. We finally have their release date. Persona 5 Royal will launch in the West March 31st of 2020. Yeah, they didn't do anything crazy like the next following year. So let's dive right into that. Publisher Atlas announced that Persona 5 Royal will launch for PlayStation 4. There are a bevy of different editions, so we'll go over those in just 1 minute. What's kind of funny is there was a report that came out a day before this, and I even shared it on the Facebook page, that listings for a Persona 5 Royal, an English/Chinese version, had been popping up on a few on the Asia-based PlayStation Store, and it actually had a release date of February 20th. Pre-orders would even include a Persona 5 Royal Morgana car sticker, so I'm guessing that is still valid, but not really sure what that was about. But that, you know, sometimes these things leak out and it's just a placeholder until they finally find the actual date. And if you recall, last week we knew this news was coming. However, I didn't think it was going to be till Friday. And that all got kind of pushed. Excuse me, I just drank a bunch of coffee, so it's starting to come back up on me. I thought I was going to do the podcast late in the week. Turns out it's early, and we are super thrilled to be able to bring you this piece of news. So let's just break it down. The launch edition will still be just $59.99. I guess some had speculated that perhaps this might come out at a lower price point, since it was, you know, at its root, this is still Persona 5. However, there is so much added stuff in this game, I think it fully warrants a full new release. And it will be $59.99. This will include the limited edition steelbook case and PlayStation 4 dynamic theme download. Pre-orders for the digital standard edition will also include the dynamic theme. Will there be some sort of base edition without the limited steelbook case at perhaps a lower price point? I don't know. I can only tell you what they have come out with today, and that's what this is. There will also be the Phantom Thieves edition. This looks like this may be the one that I'm going for. And it's going to cost $89.99, and it will include a really cool looking Joker mask with a stand. Just by the picture, it appears to be of a decent size, and I'm a collector of stuff like this, so I think this will be a really cool collector's item. I don't really have anything like that, and I think I've got enough plushes to last a grown man a lifetime, so I'm kind of glad to see something different on here. You still get that steelbook case. It is the same as the one that is found in the launch edition, at least as of right now. You also will get the soundtrack CD, the collector's box to put it all in, a really cool looking art book, and that dynamic theme. Again, the launch edition at $59.99 and the Phantom Thieves edition for just $30 more. I can't argue with that. I'm sorry, that's $40. My math is a little fuzzy today. Now, there's also going to be a digital deluxe edition, which will cost $69.99 and include the Kasumi costume bundle add-on. That's the only details I have about that right now. I'm not sure what else is included, and so that seems a bit pricey for that, but maybe we'll get some more details at a later date and time. There's even the digital Ultimate Edition for $99.99, which includes the Persona 5 Royal / DLC pack, includes costume, battle, and Persona DLC found in the Kasumi costume bundle. Okay, so maybe that's what that bundle is including. It's a few different things. You get the battle bundle and the Persona bundle, plus 6 additional costume packs. The downloadable content included with the Deluxe Digital and Ultimate Editions can also be purchased separately for the following prices. The Kasumi Costume Bundle will go for $14.99. The Battle Bundle, $9.99. Persona Bundle, $9.99. DLC Bundle, $59.99. Alice also announced that all downloadable content from the original Persona 5 will be free for all Persona 5 Royals. Hallelujah. Great news indeed. Of course, there was a release date reveal trailer to go along with this. Very cool stuff. So are you as excited as I am about Persona 5? We finally have that release date. And I think it's really a perfect release date on the 31st of March. This is exactly 5 months after? Because it came out on Halloween, October 31st in Japan. So yeah, 5 months later we get in the West. That's pretty decent, guys. For a JRPG of this size with that much voice acting and that much text, 5 months is pretty awesome. I mean, remember how long we've waited for Trails of Cold Steel translations to finally make it over here. So I will take 5 months any day of the week. And again, yeah, March 31st, so you're talking about 4 weeks after FF7 Remake. It seems like a pretty good time. Like, I know we've talked about how long FF7 Remake should be, and that's the standard length of a Final Fantasy game. I think 4 weeks is pretty good. We should be able to get done with that, or at least get most of the way done, and then have Royal waiting for us when we get done. So March is shaping up to be an epic month. But the Persona news does not end there, as don't forget, there is still that title of Persona 5 Scramble the Phantom Strikers out there. We've got 1, 2, 3 stories dealing with it alone. The first kind of comes from that live stream that they had talked about, and they had the first gameplay look live stream in it. The footage showed exploration in Sendai, a hacking battle game in the Shibuya jail where you must fight while protecting Fatuba. I always get her name wrong. I'll get it right one of these days. Gameplay using Fox, Yusuke, and more. Very cool looking game. It's nice that we got some looks into that. If you want to check out all that live stream feed, you can via the Facebook page. I've got that story linked for you guys there. Then they had 2 other they've been dropping these character trailers every once in a while, and we got the new trailer for On, showing her in action. Very cool looking stuff. And like I said before, this is really fun to see characters like Panther and Skull, in addition to Joker and Sophie, as they are now playable characters, and you get to control them directly. I just think that's awesome. Yeah, like I said, Skull was the other one that came out in trailer form, and it is. He got a little more detail to his story. I'm not sure why we didn't get the same deal with On. They say that Skull is a lively power fighter who can kick shadows about with strong blows. Codenamed Skull, with high attack power and defense power, he fights wielding a blunt weapon. By charging up his attack, he can magnify his power and range to the amount charged. His gun attack, Shotgun, can also be charged to increase its power. Of course, Skull's persona is Captain Kidd. He possesses attack skills that specialize in electric and physical attributes. Shock enemies with electric and unleash a physical skill to deal major damage. I always liked Ryuji. I thought Skull was then an awesome counterpart to it, but Captain Kidd is just maybe one of the coolest personas that they've ever come up with. He is he's very awesome. They also even showed him Morgana. I forgot that he was also included in this. He's a lightweight, balanced fighter that runs wild as he pleases. Codenamed Mona, he fights wielding a sword. With his light and agile movements, he can unleash a variety of attacks from both the ground and air. His gun attack Slingshot can lock onto several enemies. His dedicated persona is Zoro. He can use wind and healing skills. Since wind skills can deal major damage to enemies engulfed in flames, connect those skills with attacks from Joker or Panther to finish off the enemies. Oh, well, that's why. Sometimes I need to read all the way through these articles. I can't read them all the way through. Here is Ann's actions. She controls fire and can mow down enemies with fire, specialized wide-ranging attacks. Codename is Panther. She fights using a whip. She attacks mowing down a wide range of enemies. She can also cover her whip in fire to grant the fire attribute. Her gun attack machine gun has many bullets that can fire rapidly. Her persona is Carmen. She specializes in fire attribute skills, burning her enemies to nothing in fiery red flames. She can also debuff enemy attacks, allowing the player to battle at an advantage. So I think we'll get some more of these characters pop up here soon. Of course, Persona 5 Scramble is due out in Japan for PS4 and Switch on February 20th. So yeah, I'm thinking that May-June time frame is probably when we'll see this one. I don't think we'll get a release date too soon, especially on the backs of the Royal announcement. As soon as we do, I'll let you know. One last piece of Persona news. Persona 5 worldwide shipments have now topped 3.2 million. This latest bump up is in no small part due to Persona 5 Royal having sold 400,000 copies in Japan. In total, the Persona series has sold more than 11.1 million units. It's pretty awesome. And it's such a great series. If you're new to Persona, definitely go back and play a couple of the older titles. I would highly recommend Part 3, but if you've got your Vita and you don't have Persona 4 Golden, you are doing yourself a disservice. So that was the big lead. Very, very excited about Persona 5 Royal. I know a lot of you guys are too. There was another piece of news that came out, and I found this to be interesting, to say the least. And we'll speculate on it just a little bit. And it kind of came out of nowhere, but we got news that The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3 is coming to Switch in spring 2020. So here's the one side of the coin of that. That's awesome news. Fantastic. Bring the Switch, or bring it to Switch and PC, and we'll shoot, if Microsoft wanted it, bring it to it, because I want to as many people as possible to experience this series that can. If Switch is a way of getting to those people, fantastic. Here's the other side of that coin. I said it before, if you cannot play the first two and you want to jump right into 3, I'd rather you do that than not play it, because I still think you'll get a lot of enjoyment out. You won't know what in the world's going on. You could probably read that entire backstory and still have no clue. You really do need to put the time in and play part 1 and 2. If you ain't got no time for that, you just want to get into it, you say, okay, I'll go back and play part 1 and 2 later. That's great. You won't get quite the same experience, but I'm not going to tell somebody not to play a game. Here's the problem. If you got a PS4, you can play, you can go back and play 1 and 2 before you play 3. If all you have is a Switch, and all you've announced is you're bringing out part 3, you're not giving that player a whole lot of choice. Okay? And it's just odd. We've had the remasters for 1 and 2 for a while now. Those are tied up with Xseed, I believe. And of course, NIS America has the ability to push it out for part 3. So maybe that's a bit of the problem. They can't quite work it out with Xseed to get it onto the Switch. I don't see why that'd be that big of a deal, but we don't deal with in that world, so can't really speculate on that. So that's odd. The other odd thing, and this probably speaks to the Switch more than anything, but so the Switch version is locked in at 720 resolution and 30 frames per second in both docked and undocked modes. Of course, if you are a Switch owner, you know that when you're in handheld mode, you're locked at 720. And that's really not a big deal because you're on such a small screen. The difference in lines of resolution, you can only fit so much on that size screen. Case in point, by example, I just bought a awesome new, well, not awesome, but I just got my 5-year-old a TV for her room to have a smart TV back there so she can watch it. It's only 720, but it's only a 32-inch. The difference in a 1080 resolution on that small of a screen, that's 32 inches, is very paltry. Now, the Switch screen is, what, 5 inches or something? I mean, it's tiny. It's super tiny. Maybe 8. I can't recall. Don't scream at me. I don't have it in front of me. So, that's not the deal. But why in the world can I not go to 1080 on dock mode? And I'm guessing it's strictly performance based because the Switch just can't quite handle it. And that's a shame. Everybody should be able to play the game in its best form. So I just don't understand this one. This is a weird, and it makes me feel so conflicted that they would do something like this. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Like I said, I'm happy if you're a Switch owner, you get to play this game. That's awesome. I just wish you got not only the full backstory, but you got the full experience and being able to play it in 1080 if you wanted to. Seemed kind of weird. So, like the PlayStation 4 version, it will launch with special editions of the game. All versions of the game, including the standard release, will include the game's downloadable content items. And they say a demo will also be available at launch. So I kind of just want to move past this one because it makes me feel weird. And I don't want to feel weird. I'm excited today. Let's get into some quick ones. I hope I don't have to talk about this anymore, as Project Secure Wars will have a launch commemorium live stream on December 11th. The game is due out, I believe, on, the 12th in Japan. So, there. Push it out. I can't imagine what more they would really talk about at this point. They've had so many of these things go on for so long. The game is finally coming out, at least in Japan. We'll get it in the spring. But yeah, there's one last live stream on December 11th from 1900 Japan Central Time to 2100. The company announced this will be available on YouTube and Periscope. We talked a few weeks ago about Dragon Quest Builders 2 coming to PC. Well, I think as of today. When is this released? Yes, as of right now, you can go and download the demo for it on Steam ahead of the game's full release on PC on December 10th. They're calling this the Jumbo Demo. Here's an overview. Square Enix says, in the Jumbo Demo... Oh my gosh. In the Jumbo Demo, players can embark on a journey to become a quote-unquote master builder by playing through the first 3 areas that include the tutorial area, the deserted Isle of Awakening, along with a large portion of the Furrowfield Island. For builders eager to continue their adventure after the Jumbo demo ends, the save file can be transferred into the full retail version of Dragon Quest Builders 2. Game is already available on PS4 and Switch. PC owners, just a few more days, but you can play that demo and transfer everything over in the meantime. Love it when they do that. That should be standard by this point. Can we all agree on that? Capcom has released the outline for Monster Hunter World Iceborne Expansion version 12.01 update, which will be due out tomorrow, December 5th at midnight. It will require a whopping 2.1 gigs of space on your PS4 and 2.8 gigs on Xbox One. Additionally, the company released a new developer diary introducing the update's new monsters, new Tundra reason, more layered armor, Celindia fists, and more. A video that introduces the upcoming Horizon Zero Dawn Frozen Wilds collaboration gear for the PlayStation 4 version was also released. You can check all that out via the Facebook page. I've got the entire system. It's got all the general additions and changes, action changes, system changes, miscellaneous changes, bug fixes, adjustments, monsters. There is a huge list of things even for the player as well. And that'd be an entire podcast worth of information for me to read that all. So I am not going to do that. That'd be very, very boring for you. We detailed, was I guess 2 weeks ago, all about Fairy Tail and its new battle system. Well, there's some more information about it, but most importantly, we finally got a release date. And it's probably not ideal for it. Fairy Tail will launch for PC via Steam Worldwide, PlayStation 4 in Europe, in Japan and Europe on March the 19th, for PlayStation 4 and Switch on March 20th, in North America. Publisher Koei Tecmo and developer Gust announced. Ouch. Oh, right in the middle of two titans. Fairy Tail did not want to do that, I don't think. They really should have put this out in like February or something. Anyway, that cannot be undone, I guess. Early purchases will include a special costume for Erza. A digital deluxe edition will also be available, which includes the Great Magic Games team costume set, a bonus Lacrima set, an exclusive Ryza costume for Lucy from Atelier Ryza. That's pretty cool. In Japan, the Center Edition will cost 8,500 yen. A limited Guild Box Edition will cost you 1,400 yen. The Guild Box Edition includes a copy of the game, special illustrated B2 cloth poster, weekly Sorcerer special issue, 3-character 3D cards, and a special sticker set. There's a new trailer that has come along with it as well. New gameplay footage to go along with it. They even included a 6-minute battle scene commentary and magic gallery gameplay video. The footage is from the Japanese version of the game, which this was actually from the demo that was showcased back at Paris Games Week. But if you really want to get into that, I've got both those stories available on the Facebook page. You can check that out anytime you wish. But yeah, that's just unfortunate. That is a game I am really looking forward to. But at that, you're going to release it then. I'm going to have to pass on it when it comes out and perhaps get it down the road. That's just the nature of the business. You cannot play them all. And you certainly cannot play all the JRPGs, as these games take time, as you guys well know. Alright, well, let's take a quick break here. I've got a few more fun stories to talk about here on episode 88, the JRPG Report. We'll be right back. Alright, guys, welcome back to the podcast. Don't have too much more to talk about. I do want to quickly, of course, encourage everyone to head over to our Facebook page, give us a like. We'll give you a shout out on the podcast. When you do so, don't forget we have a YouTube page as well, where I do streams every once in a while. I was getting pretty good at it, and with the holidays and still trying to get everything unpacked and life in general, I've really not been able to do too much gaming. Last night was the first time I've gamed in, I think, about a week. That's just the way life goes when you get old. Don't ever get old, guys. It's bad. Don't forget, leave us a review wherever you listen to this podcast. That always helps us up the old list and spreads the word to many, many peoples. I do appreciate all that. As of this moment, we've still got, I think, 3 entries last time I checked in the old sweepstakes. So don't forget, give us a listener support between now and the end of the year. You've got the whole month of December to do that. Sign up for any level. You will be entered in to win that deluxe edition of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I need at least 2 more people to make that contest live. Like I said, I got 3. I need at least 2 more. I'll take as many as you want. Somebody will win. I guarantee that. So come on, 2 more people sign up, and so let's do that. The drawing will be at the beginning of the new year, and like I said, I'll ship it to you. Amazon will bring it. You'll get it at the same time as everybody else will. No more of that waiting for it to come to my house and yours. None of that stuff. Anyway, back into the podcast. Kind of a fun thing that came out here. PlayStation apparently does this every year, but they had the PlayStation Awards 2019, and this is the 25th anniversary of that. And some JRPGs made the list. So it recognizes PlayStation versions of hit titles sold across Japan and Asian regions. So you get the Platinum Prize, which means your software has accumulated shipment quantity, including download quantity, of over 1 million copies. And some obvious ones like God of War and Spider-Man and Red Dead Redemption 2 were on there, but we also had Kingdom Hearts 3 and Nier Automata. I still don't know how to say that properly. In other ones, over 500,000 copies, you had stuff like Devil May Cry 5 and FIFA, Resident Evil 2. I still need to check that out. It looks like such a fun game. And Monster Hunter World Iceborne. Pretty good for an expansion. Trying to find some other JRPG ones that were on here. This is the PlayStation 25th Anniversary Users' Choice Awards. The top 5 titles which have won PlayStation Awards in the past 24 years will be voted on. So this is like a best of the best type of deal. And of course you've got Dragon Quest XI on there, Monster Hunter World Iceborne, Nier Automata, and Persona 5. And they've even got the special anniversary award with Final Fantasy VII on there against some other competition. I don't really know how it's going up against Metal Gear Solid. That's a pretty tough one. And the first Resident Evil, that was definitely not the best one. Anyway, so definitely some good stuff on there, and good to see JRPGs represented. We mentioned Nier, and so I don't have any more information other than a 10th anniversary Nier anniversary website opened up. It literally just has like the number 10 and says Nier 10th anniversary. I don't know why you make a website. Websites are not free. They cost money. Other than, here's my speculation. We will get a remastered version of Nier. We'll call it 1 to be fair. Nier Automata is doing well. Did very, very well. We will get this remaster of the first one to come out sometime in 2020, right? And then I am assuming they're working on a part 3 that will come out sometime for PlayStation 5. It would make no sense whatsoever for them not to be working on a sequel to that game. But so this is the beginnings of it. If you liked part 1, maybe you will get your wish. Square Enix has announced its Jump Festa 2020 lineup. Here are the games that are going to be scheduled to appear. This festival runs from December 21st until the 22nd in Japan. We will get the Dragon Quest of the Stars. That's the iOS and Android mobile game. A little tiny game you may have heard of, Final Fantasy VII Remake. You'll get Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. It's a mobile game. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition will be a trailer for that. Another arcade Dragon Quest game. Trials of Mana will be there. And War of the Visions Final Fantasy Brave Exvius will be there. So, interestingly enough, Trials of Mana will be a new trailer. Crystal Chronicles will be a new trailer. Final Fantasy Remake will get a new trailer. So, that's cool. As soon as that pops up here at the end of the month, be sure to check here. I will pass that along to you. Speculation as to what is going to be in that new trailer. I don't think we'll get a ton more. I don't want to see a ton more of stuff. I think we've got enough information about this title. Obviously, there's things that we've not seen, like Professor Hojo. We've still not seen Red 13. I think that's a pretty big reveal, since that's the last character from Midgard that we would really see that'd be in your party. So perhaps we finally see that. One thing that would be kind of cool to see is actual gameplay from walking around, like Sector 7, running from place to place or walking. That would be interesting, and I'm sure we'll see that at some point before March 3rd, but we'll just have to see. It'll be great, whatever they decide to bring out. We got, remember, Trials of Mana hit us with, 3 or 4 or 5. Yeah, this will be, there's 5 previous trailers. They finally released the one for Riez? I guess that's how you say it. She is the highborn captain of Laurent's Amazon Guard, a young princess of the mountainous kingdom of Laurent and captain of the renowned Amazon Guard. She has a will of iron and down-to-earth manner, though some may call her stubborn. Reyes is always there to lend a hand to those who need it. She lost her mother as a child and since then has tried to help raise her little brother, Elliot. Her topmost priorities are her father, brother, and the kingdom. So we got a new trailer for her. Looks pretty cool. This game is shaping up quite nicely before its April 24th release next year. Is that all the characters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They got to be getting close to about done with these character trailers. But there was a Compile Heart updated their website for Death End Request 2 with new information and screenshots, including the game's flow and battle system, as well as a first look at the main characters, Mai, and you can't make up a character name like this, Rotten Dollheart, in their glitch mode forms. So there's a bevy of new information about this title, including their turn-based battles. It's a turn-based command battle system. There will be 3 battle members in the battle. The order of turns determined by the speed of each character. At the start of each character's turn, they are able to move freely about on the field, so you can choose to perform combos with your characters or attack from outside the enemy's range to keep units safe. And they detail a bunch of other things, including their Triox system, a super knockback system. That sounds fun. Glitch mode, flash system, what's called Cursed Grounds, and there's even some CG high-res art pictures. So if you are interested in that, check out the link on the Facebook page. You can see all kinds of stuff. So if you noticed, one title I did not mention that was going to be at Jump Festa, and that is the Kingdom Hearts 3 downloadable content Remind. And so again, that is odd, as there is a new trailer that's supposed to come out sometime in December, but it's not going to be at Jump Festa. Maybe that'll be updated, but I kind of doubt that. That's just what. So, but the new trailer for Remind will release in December. Square Enix confirmed at the Kingdom Hearts Orchestra World of Tress concert in Osaka. This was back on November 30th. They announced this. The following new information was also announced. What's called data creating, a photo mode where you can freely position and pose your favorite characters to take photographs. Objects and effects can also be configured. There will be a slideshow. You can make a slideshow of the photographs you have taken. You may even be able to choose between frames and background music. There's a new premium menu with Fast Pass, which makes enemies weaker. And Black Code, you can challenge play without items, cure magic, etc. Now, all these new elements will actually not be shown in the new December trailer. Kingdom Hearts 3 is available for PS4 and Xbox One right now. The Remind downloadable content is due out sometime this winter. So, kind of odd. There's a lot of odd things going on with Remind. I don't know where to put my finger on the pulse of that one. It's not something that excites me, so I really don't have a leg to stand on with that one, so to speak. Two last interesting stories, and one I care a lot about and one I don't care about. And let me explain a little bit more. So there was an interview in Nintendo Everything, or on Nintendo Everything, I guess it's a website, and they interviewed Koei Tecmo side director Tomahoko Su, discussing the possibility of Dragon Quest Heroes 3. And so the quote is, obviously this is a Square Enix property, so we can't really say anything, but I have kind of mentioned to them before, shouldn't we consider a third entry? So continued. We've been talking a little bit about maybe putting out a third entry, but really the big thing is between 1 and 2, there were so many improvements made. If we're going to go from 2 to 3, what else can we put in there to really impress the players who played both games? They'll get them really excited and really emotionally moved by it. There are a lot of hurdles. What would be that we can put into the game? That's still something we're not sure how to do yet. I couldn't agree more.
You're right.
But here's the thing. While there were improvements from 1 to 2, I kind of hated them. And if you guys have listened to me for any amount of time, you know my love for Dragon Quest is deep and wide. And I kind of played them just kind of out of like some sort of weird necessity, for lack of a better word. I wanted to like them so much, and it's kind of like, I don't even really enjoy it. I think I beat the first one, and I got halfway through the second one. I'm like, man, at least this looks a little bit better, but I just don't like this. And it was doing a lot of things right, but they weren't very good games, and I don't know what you could do to fix them. They're just kind of lame. They look the part, I'll give them that much, but they took all the fun out of it somehow. And I don't know. I don't see how you can make a third one. I really don't. I don't think Square wants them to do a third one. Otherwise, we'd have it by now. And there'd at least be word on it. So this was an interesting article, but I really don't see that moving forward. And I don't want to see it, so I'm okay with that. We speculated on this one a little while ago, and here's some confirmation on it in the game that I'm greatly looking forward to it. Grand Blue Fantasy director Tetsuya Fukuhara has teased one new Grand Blue Fantasy Relink trailer and 2 new Versus trailers for the upcoming Grand Blue Fantasy Fest 2019, which will run December 13th to 15th in Chiba, Japan. So just looking at the old calendar, the 13th is a Friday through the 15th on Saturday. So you're talking about 2 weeks from now, there'll be episode 90. We should have a brand new trailer. Of course, as soon as it comes out, I will share it on the Facebook page. And this article was written on the 1st. So I said, 2 weeks to go until the festival. As usual, we're in the home stretch, working on 2 new trailers for Versus and 1 trailer for the Grand Blue Fantasy mobile game that I'm in charge of. I wonder if we'll be able to finish them in time. As for Grand Blue Fantasy Relink trailer, the Osaka studio worked hard on it, so please look forward to that. I should have probably vetted this, but I think Osaka Studio, isn't that the CG stuff that they do for it? Maybe that's what it's going to be a lot of. We may not see a ton of gameplay in it. So this is great. We thought we would see it. I was hoping for some more concrete news besides just a trailer, and obviously we may get some more news about that. It sounds like, obviously they've had this mobile game the whole time. They've got the Versus. It's now due out February 6th of 2020 Japan, Q1 2020 in North America and Europe. Relink still in development for PS4 with an unannounced release date, but this is at least, we've had so little information about this title, and it's such a small studio, so we're not going to get a ton out of it. It's finally something, and something is always better than nothing. And so let's wait 2 weeks and let's see what we got with this one. I've shared my fear that this was somehow going to get pushed back to a PS5 game. I still hope that's not the case. Maybe they're further along in this one as well. It's not like once PS5 comes out that there won't still be PlayStation 4 games that come out, and I kind of see this maybe in that vein of, if we get PS5, was it October? That this game could come out before the holidays for PS4. And I'm okay with that. I mean, it's backwards compatible, so what difference does it really make in the grand scheme of things? We'll just have to wait and see. But are you excited about Grand Blue Fantasy Relink? Am I the only one? I really hope not. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up episode 88 of the JRPG Report. Thank you so much for tuning in yet again this week. You guys are awesome. You're the reason why I do this every week. I love doing it, so I truly appreciate all your support, all the messages on Facebook, and in particular that community over there. You guys are really a lot of fun. Until next time, get back out there and level up.